it's Emma from MaternityMoneyMaker.com. Welcome back to this series of short videos designed to help you get over the barriers that are stopping you starting your own business and to take action to start planning a better future for you and your family today. In this short video, we're going to quickly talk about business accounts, business bank accounts, and whether you need one or not. Now, strictly speaking, if you set up as a sole trader, so if you set up as a self-employed person, you don't have to, legally, you don't have to have a separate bank account just for your business transactions. However, it really is a good idea if you can do that. It doesn't have to be a business bank account, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But it really does need to be a separate bank account, so one that you can try and keep all your business transactions separate in, that you only use for business purchases and money in from customers and people like that. As I say, you don't have to have it, but it certainly makes things much easier. It looks better if the revenue ever want to come and have a look at your records. It's better if they can see that everything's going through one account. Things can get very messy if you're using your own personal account, especially if it's a joint account and you've got business transactions going through there as well. It's often difficult to work out what's business, what's personal. If you have one account which only has money coming in from your customers and then business expenses going out of, when it gets to the end of the year and you're trying to get your records together for your accounts, it's much easier to go down all those statements and make sure you can find the receipts for everything, because you know that everything in that account is a business transaction. So you really should have one, a separate one. It can be a personal account, so if you've got a spare personal account that you've never used or you haven't used for a long time, you could just designate that and use that as your account. As I said we'd come back to business accounts. You don't have to have a business account, but your bank may insist that you do. And what I quite often find is that sole traders, self-employed people start off with a personal account that they're just using, and quite soon the bank realise that there's a lot of transactions going through that look like it's a business account, and then they will probably say to you, right, we'd like to transfer this to a business account now. And that's how they make their money. So they'll probably charge you a monthly fee. Sometimes you get a year's free. But generally speaking, a business account is more expensive to run than a personal account as far as bank charges and interest and things like that go. Now, if you set up a limited company, you do have to have a separate bank account, because the limited company is completely separate to you. You are not a limited company. It is an entity in its own right. It therefore must have its own bank account. And there are quite a lot of strict rules around that, and you'll find it probably takes you a couple of weeks to get the business bank account set up for a limited company, but you do have to have it. And that limited company bank account must only be used for business transactions. It's not your money, it's the company's money. So that is a very strict necessity. You have to have a limited company bank account set up in the company's name, and you'll need to go see your bank manager to sort that out. So just to recap, if you're a sole trader, a self-employed person, you really should have a separate bank account. It can be a personal account, but you should ideally have a separate bank account. Just makes it easier at the end of the year. If you're a limited company, if you've set up a limited company, I should say, it has to have its own bank account.